Okay, guys, so we did break our own rule. We said we were going to try everything. We're not going to get pardon my French because 7% alcohol double IPA, we kind of have an idea of what that's going to be like. And neither of us are huge on IPAs, but we're still here at Brauwerk Hoffman. We're on their last one. We do have a 1989 sampler there. So we're going to start with the Maybach, go to the 1989, go to the Schwarz, then go to the Sours. And you said you wanted to do the raspberry last?
Yeah, the raspberry last.
So we're not following her setup at all?
No.
But, so the Maybach is first. And, yeah, 6.6, so it's right in the right range. The color is not quite what I would... You usually see that more like the Marzen color, like a little darker.
A darker color, yeah. This is more...
But you're right, like you brought up the fact that almost every one of our beers was a nice golden color and fairly see-through, and I mean, that is what we've seen. But I mean, at the same time, again, we're looking at a German-style brewery, and that's kind of right for
their styles.
I saw there was a Brauwerk Hoffman in Quebec as well. Is this the same one, or?
I think it's a chain.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm not 100% sure.
But yeah, it looks nice. Scent.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah, it smells good. It smells like your typical...
Yeah. Oh, we got pretzels.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Cheerio, sir. It is what you'd expect for the...
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, like a lot of the other beers that are here, this is fairly soft. This is fairly easy drinking. It's a beer.
It's a beer. It's a little sweeter than recent ones.
I mean, and a lot of Maybachs I've had that like alcohol burn and everything else. This doesn't have it. And I mean, it's almost 7% alcohol, so I'll give them that, as our buddy Guy would say, this is a very, very dangerous beer.
Very, very dangerous beer. Because you can absolutely...
I love you, Guy.
Yes, we're talking about you, the French wizard.
I mean, you don't really get a nice view here, but at the same time, you get a nice view if you look this way. That way you get that. This way you get that.
We are in an industrial park.
And a lot of breweries are in an industrial park, so I mean, and it's easy because your brewery would already be zoned. I don't mind that.
No, it's fairly good. Like I said, it's a similar to color to a lot of the beers we've had here, but expected German. A little sweeter than some of the beers we've also had.
Yeah, you get that malty sweetness up at the forefront, and then you guys can't see that I'm doing my usual talking with my hands because the camera's facing that way this time. But yeah, you get that sweetness, you get that dirtiness on the back end. But again, you're not getting the floral, you're not getting the really grassy. It's just sweet, dirty dirt. And I mean, that sounds like it's going to be gross, but it works.
It works.
I actually like that. I would give that a 7. That's a Maybach I would buy again. And I didn't know which way we should go on this because I'm not usually a big fan of Maybachs either. And I'm not usually a big fan of Maybachs because, I mean, the majority of breweries that make Maybachs is stuff like the Minhaus and shit, right?
Yeah.
So they don't make a good beer to begin with.
Exactly.
So then you get these Maybachs and they're not great. That's actually probably the best one I've had.
I think out of all of the Maybachs I've ever had, this is probably the best one I've had as well.
Yeah, like that's awesome. And I mean, some people would like what like Holsten puts out and stuff, but I don't.
I don't either.
And that works for me. So I guess the hybrid IPA is next from what we talked about, which is the 1989 at 6.7. And she was saying that it is a lot softer and everything. And I mean, the German IPA was as well. So hopefully. I did cheat and give it a little sniff before we got to it. Yeah. But it, like all the others, it's the same look. And I mean, it has kind of the same type of smell as the German
IPA that we had.
Yeah, it's a little bit of citrus, a little tiny bit of like almost a floral note.
Yeah. You know what else it has? It's similar to the PS one that we had.
Oh, the Paradigm Shift.
Paradigm Shift. Similar to that.
Yeah, I can see that. Like a little bit of that, like almost bitter, resiny piff from the grapefruit. Oh, he didn't cheers me. Look at that.
All right, cheers.
Yeah, he's too good for me. Oh,
Wow.
that.
She's right.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect it because it does hit you with a lot of flavor, but it fades really quickly. Like it hits you with that bitterness, it hits you with that piffiness, that citrusiness. It hits you with all of it, and then it just mellows out real quick, which makes it very Moorish.
Yeah, Moorish. And because of how smooth it is, you can crush these.
Oh yeah, and it's 6.7, and I couldn't tell that.
You would get drunk pretty
Like
fast.
a lot of 6.7% alcohol beers, you can taste that burniness in your throat and stuff. You're not getting that on that. Oh man, what would I give that? I don't even know. I'd give that a 7. I would buy it again.
Yeah.
So I love Schwarz beers. This is 5% alcohol by volume. The best Schwarz beer I've ever had. I don't know if you've ever had it because it was at the LCBO for a while. I don't know if it still is. And it has changed a lot because they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. But Silversmith's Black Lager was
Yes,
my
I've had it.
favorite Schwarz beer. So that's what I would rank this against right off. And right off the bat, I love the color. I love that like slightly off-white head foam that's on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that is oh my god, that is blacker than the black blood of the earth.
There's barely any red tinge to that.
Now that is what I like seeing right there. So what I'm looking for is, like I said, the Silversmith type of thing, like black lager with all the black lager flavors, but you're not scared of.
Ooh, it smells good.
Oh yeah, the coffee's there, the chocolate's there.
Yeah, the bitter coffee, the bitter chocolate. Oh,
Cheers,
yeah.
sir.
Cheers,
It
sir.
smells great.
It smells delicious.
Okay. A little bit more flavor than the Silversmith. And it's a little bit more on the roasty, toasty notes on the back end. A little bit more of that like dark roasted coffee. A little bit more of that like baker's chocolate. And a little bit more of the bitterness on the back end. I don't think this is quite as drinkable as the Silversmith, where the Silversmith was approachable by like everybody. But I think I personally like this better.
Yeah. I've had both. I've had the Smith and this one. And like Chad said, the Silversmith one is more drinkable to more people. This one will be to the people that like the dark beers, stouts, porters. This is right up there. Like the bitterness is not coming from the hops per se. You get the
No.
bitterness of the coffee and the bitterness of the chocolate before you get the bitterness of the hops.
Yeah, no, I love that.
It's delicious. And that's good.
So you were saying going into this was your favorite beer from them,
Yeah.
and from what we've had so far, this is my favorite beer for them. Like this is good. This is good in a way I didn't expect it to be good.
I love my dark beers, and this hits my targets for my dark beers.
Like my buddy Paul would always say, "Oh, it's a little thin. It's a little," and that was his joke with stouts. And then Matt's joke was, it's not stouty enough. This actually, you could confuse somebody into thinking of drinking a stout with this because of the roastiness on the back end.
The other thing I think you can confuse people with is a Baltic porter.
True.
You could confuse people with this with a Baltic porter.
That's great. That's a 9 for me. Like I love that.
Super good. My favorite.
That means we have 2 left.
Yep. We have a peach gose and a raspberry Berliner Weiss.
All right. So,
Cloudy.
oh yeah,
The cloudiest beer today.
nice golden hue. I don't think I'm really getting much other than like the lactobacillus.
Yeah.
Like you get that like just sour
I'm
note.
only getting the sour note. I'm not getting any peach flavor or smell. It's just sour.
That's slightly off-putting, but hey, whatever. Cheers.
Hopefully it tastes better.
Oh, 1 second, guys. Okay, so we had to pause. My wife was calling me to give me shit about losing my nail clippers. She said she refuses to buy me another pair. They're like $1. Okay, so I know what you're talking about. Like, you're thinking like really juicy peaches and all that. I do get some peach, but it's that not good peach. It's like that really soft, rotten peach flavor. Like almost just the skin. And it's the very first thing that touches my tongue when I sip it. Now, whether or not that's psychosomatic or it's just because I lived in Niagara and I ate peaches all the time, I don't know. But I do get some, but it has no real flavor. It's just like I'm licking the skin.
Yeah, it's not like the fresh peach
No.
sweetness you're looking. It's more of that rotting peach pith or skin.
And after that, you just get this odd, slightly sweet sensation going down your throat. We said the paradigm shift was our least favorite so far. I think actually this is.
Yeah.
And that's sad for me because I love gozas.
Yeah, so do I.
It's not
Terrible.
No, you know how I do my marketing system, so I'm trying to think of where I'd put this, right? Because it's not offensive, but would I drink it without complaining is my question. And I'm a sultry Irishman. I don't know if I would drink that without
Yeah, I don't think I'd drink it again. Just because when I'm looking for that peach gose, I'm hoping for a bit more sweetness from the peach, the fresh peach, opposed to the rotting peach.
And a goza should have that slightly salty sourness to it, and you're not really getting any sourness on there. It smelled sour, but it didn't taste sour.
No.
I'd probably give it a 4.75. I don't think I would ever want to drink that again, to be honest. I mean, you put a gun to my head, I would, but of all we're going to have had 13 beers here.
13 beers.
I'm going to have had 14 of the 15 offerings they have, and that's the one that I wouldn't want to drink again.
Yeah, that's the one I wouldn't ask for again.
But now we have a raspberry Berliner Weiss. And after this, I'm slightly worried, but I will give it that I'm loving the color, because I've had some raspberry beers recently that didn't have that red hue at all. And that just worries me, because if you're giving me something with raspberries in it, it should have at least a pink hue.
3% ABV.
3?
Yeah.
That's about right. Oh, it smells like raspberry jam.
Smells like raspberry jam.
I love that.
Cheers.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Okay, so we were discussing some beer stuff with the waitress. Where we were with this is we both really like that. 3% alcohol, so you could drink that all day long. And I mean, it tastes like you're eating fresh raspberries.
Fresh raspberries, and it has sour.
We're not talking. Well, we kind of are talking like the ripe, like slightly overripe where they're slightly mushy, and also right before they get that mushiness. You got the tannic bitterness from the seeds. You have the beautiful flavor. You also have a little bit of the lactobacillus sourness. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah, this is sour.
And it's 3% alcohol.
Yeah, 3%. This was not sour. The peach gose. It's supposed to be salty and sour. It was not. This is sour.
Okay, so I gave a 9 on the Schwarz, and I'm going to give a 9 on that. I love this. I love this a lot. I would drink that again and again and again. Actually, my wife would like that.
Yeah, 3%.
Anyway, thank you guys. We're going to eat our pretzels now. Bye.